not going through any basic stuff. Directly, I'm getting into the sessions only. Fundamental AWS services used in the real infrastructure. First thing. So when you work on any project, there are many services are being used. Today in this company, in this project, they would have using that service. Tomorrow there will be different services. End of the day, right? End of the day, what happens? There are some constant services, right, repeatedly being used in every environment. So what I'm strongly recommending you all, if you guys already having knowledge this, fine. When you are not having a knowledge in that particular area, go ahead and build the knowledge on that particular area and particular service. It will helpful for you. Totally, it will be hardly around 15 to 20 services only. Already most of you are aware. If anybody not giving any priority to any of the services, give it priority to that. When you understand this 15 to 20 services, right, you can have a strong enough to ask 15-20 lakhs of salary. Okay, people also will think, okay, he knows everything, because this 15-20 services, right, will give a confidence in such a way almost all cloud knowledge. Okay, this is the fundamental. Future any requirement comes, you can learn other services as well. This is the core platform fundamental. So when you are having this service knowledge, right, every project in real, this is what pretty much people are using in the live environment. So first one is EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. In the service, we all know that we'll be using our AWS EC2 instances. I mean virtual server, virtual machine, and our server volume and disk and load balancer, auto scaling. All these things comes under the EC2. So first priority, when you go to any environment, people are using these other services only. Okay, every environment, this is a mandatory. Second one is RDS, is one of the PaaS service, platform as a service. Okay, sometime I'll use the term, guys, PaaS, some kind of technical term. When you're not aware, put it in the chat box. When I'm answering all your questions, I'll respond to your queries. Okay. So AWS RDS, this is something relational database service actually. After EC2, right, people majoritarily using RDS in the most of the projects in the company. Coming to the Lambda, this is serverless computing actually. Lambda is the platform where I can run my all set of code. Example, Python code. Example, I can run set of Java code, .NET code, PowerShell script, shell script, many items which is supporting. But prior to that, AWS giving Python Boto 3 based code in real environment. Majority of people using Python Boto 3 based code. It doesn't require any server and all. Directly we can put it in the platform. It will take care of executing the code. Mainly we'll be using for the automation. If anyone doesn't aware about automation, by end of the session I have some examples and all to you. I'll show you. Maybe between 11:30 to 11:45 we'll discuss about automation and all. Okay, that automation and all we'll done it through Lambda only. And fourth one, people using for S3 for storage service. It's widely using it in everywhere. Bucket concept where we'll put our objects and all. It looks exactly like my Google Drive. Another one is ECS. Okay, now many of them using ECS, I mean Elastic Container Service. Instead of configuring my Docker server, instead of configuring my microservices into all my container, people know they are started using ECS kind of container service. Here you can see everywhere all the containers are platform based mechanism. You don't want to manage any container at all. AWS will take care of your containers and backend network connectivity. Another one is EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service. Mark my word, guys. Next generation somewhere around 2 to 5 years after cloud, Docker Kubernetes is the technology. It's going to be the complete era because everything becoming a containerization now. Lots of automation came. So it's good to have a Docker and Kubernetes knowledge if you are not aware on those areas. Kubernetes depth knowledge I'm talking, not the plain. So because Docker and Kubernetes came as one of the service in cloud, many of them migrating for cost cutting and cost saving. So that is the next era. Okay, EK, Elastic Kubernetes Service. And the SQS, simple queue service. When I'm doing any automation, when many requests comes, many data transfer comes, the SQS will align the service. It will make sure first come first serve. Many things it will make it in the proper queue. It will give it to one by one for automation. We'll see that examples also. DynamoDB is one of the NoSQL database service which is inbuilt in AWS. People, many of them using DynamoDB. And AWS Workspace, virtualize the desktop environment when people are working in an office, right? It's providing and helping us to provide. It's kind of a VDS. People might have having idea about VDS. So it's providing a virtual desktop interface to the people. And final one, AWS CDN, Content Delivery Network, CloudFront. For example, when your server is hosted in India, there is a person called America, the person from Canada. When they are trying to access my India server, the latency is very bigger actually. From America, from Canada, when they are trying to access India server, latency is very wide and bigger. So to avoid this, what they will do through CDN, we will create a edge server. Okay, edge server in America, edge server in Canada. So the edge server responsibilities, they will frequently, often they will trying to reach my India source server. It will maintain the cache. Any people from US, any people from Canada, when they are accessing the service, they don't want to travel up to India server because we are kept edge server in the Canada location and America location. They can access from the edge server. This kind of content delivery, right, which has been possible from the AWS. Okay, so this is one of the cloud front. This is a major service. Apart from that, there is a general strategy which has been conducted 5 months before by the APM survey conducted by EG Innovations and DevOps Institute. The survey, there are no kind of top cloud service provided popularity, and which cloud majorly people are using, and which service from which cloud. But today there are many cloud providers are peak in industry: AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud, Google Cloud, Salesforce Cloud. Many cloud provider, I can list many of them. We'll have familiarized with AWS, Azure, GCP. In that, which cloud service is very much, which cloud service provider is very much peak, and people from the person perspective, user perspective, what service they are mainly using. For example, EC2 is a relevant service available in Azure also, something called VM. In GCP also it's available called VM, Compute Engine. We have to know, because today world it's becoming a hybrid cloud, multi-cloud environment. In the project, people are using AWS, and same time people are using Azure, and same time people are using on-prem, same time people are using GCP. Anyone know the logic behind? Why people are going into multi-cloud environment? People knows answer. Can anyone put it in the chat box? Why people are today very much interested in multi-cloud environment? HA, flexibility, cost saving, security. Okay, many answers from many people. I'll tell you. So main reason people are coming to cloud. Just imagine in my company I'm using only AWS. Just imagine when people are using in AWS. So something outage in AWS, right? They'll be working on the issue. They will fix it in the backend. They will provide back a service. But I cannot completely depend on AWS, right? See, as of now, they are immediately providing all sort of solutions. It's not sure tomorrow. Okay, there is a huge issue, huge impact, huge outage. They may take a time to sort the issue. 1 day they will take, or 2 days they will take, or 5 days it will take. Not sure, right? Depends on the issue, whichever comes. On that case, we cannot completely depend on AWS. I don't want to give the complete dependency with the AWS. That is the first reason. They are distributing the environment actually. They are distributing the environment. Second thing, main purpose from on-premises, people are migrated to cloud is for cost saving. So there are some services. If Microsoft related database you are using in AWS, it will be little expensive. In that case, if you think the Microsoft related service, if you could use it in Microsoft Azure itself, that will be somewhat cheaper. So you can distribute the resource according to the costing plan and the pricing plan. So by the way, right, you can save a bit more cost if you are intelligently planning it. Such a way you can go. and you can get offer from all these 3 cloud provider and you can use it. Sometimes people will provide when you are using, when you are keeping all your resources, right? They will give a voucher kind of, they will give you a discount and all. So you can plan for that from all 3 cloud service providers. And a technical support, one solution is not working in one platform, we can look for other cloud provider, other we can approach for other technical support. If this API is available with Azure, we can approach for GCP. If this option is available with GCP, we can approach AWS. So that different availability is possible. So that is the reason people are providing more interest on getting into the multi-cloud. Fine. However, they are getting into the multi-cloud. Which are the services mostly using? See, in the strategy which has been conducted 5 months ago, see, for cloud instance, the maximum of people coming to cloud, 60% of people, right, they are coming to cloud to use cloud instances only. They are very much tired in using data center server. We know the difficulty and we know the pain, right, when we are using things. So mostly people are preferred to go with AWS EC2 instance and Azure VMs. Okay, so and same similar way, when you compare the collaboration O365, so that is from Microsoft actually. So Office 365 for Active Directory purpose, they are integrating, they are purchasing a license, they are getting the Office 365 email for our company employees. Same way they are using Active Directory on online itself, Azure AD, they are doing all their stuff. Okay, Azure AD from the day one, right? Nobody can't beat Active Directory. Because any organization, they will be configured with Active Directory domain login. The domain should come from Active Directory. Because of that only, Microsoft Server became famous. So that way, right? Nobody is a competitor. When you come to database services, right? Amazon is the first. AWS RDS. Second one is Azure SQL DB. Coming to automation part, serverless computing. Yeah, people asked about Boto 3. I'll explain about it, no problem. But when you are coming to automation and all, first preference people are given AWS Lambda. Second, they are going to Azure functions. But still, in GCP and all, there is a service called Cloud Function. But people doesn't give much attention to that. And coming to storage services, right? People give more interest on AWS and blob storage in Azure. High-level orchestration services, people gave AWS ECS. ECS means Elastic Container Service. The container, no, it became part of my AWS. So they gave container service. And Fargate, serverless again. Serverless service for my containerization and my Kubernetes cluster. Okay, we'll discuss about it. And Azure container instances. Similarly, for Kubernetes instances, okay, Elastic Kubernetes service and Kubernetes service and managing SQS and many stuff, hybrid cloud platform and NoSQL DB workspace. There are many stuff. These are the services, right? Predominantly. So we could see in a high level, we can understand in such a way. People in the market still they are very much interested in using AWS. So you need not to worry about your job security when you are being with the AWS and Azure. Okay, so this is the major comparison on AWS and Azure. So you could see and clearly visible the strategy showing us these are the services are majorly using in the project. And initially here I gave top 10 services, right? Apart from this top 10 services, there are other services that are important for our career. If you're having a knowledge in this, it's very important, very recommendation. Another one is IAM. IAM is very much important when you go to any project. All your basic security, right, will be implemented through this IAM, identity and access management. Literally a user management service. Your username, group and AD integration, and your password setting, your policy, permission, authentication, authorization, everything is taken under the IAM. Coming to VPC, it's a network connectivity part. Okay, this is the backbone of your entire cloud. Your private connectivity, public connectivity, internet, intranet, all these things taken by VPC. Direct Connect is another service which helps you to connect and integrate your AWS with on-prem data center and all. Okay, it's providing a dedicated physical link. Okay, so that will make sure the communication. Yeah, we can say it's work like a VPN, which is ensure the connectivity from my on-premise data center to AWS environment. Okay, so coming to the CloudWatch, this is a monitoring service, inbuilt service, basic service, which will monitor all your resources. CloudTrail is the event capture service. Whatever the activity transaction we are doing in the CloudTrail, this will capture another basic service. SNS SCS notification service. Email service, again another basic service. KMS is very important for key management service for encrypting any of your data resources. You are dealing with your S3 data, you are dealing with your EBS volume data, you are dealing with RDS data, you are dealing with AMI, wherever the area EFS. So wherever the area you are dealing with your data, right? KMS will ensure to provide you the encryption mechanism, encryption key. When coming to ECF, right? Sorry, it's the EFS. There is a typo. When you come to EFS, elastic file share, not a ECF. There should be a typo here. Okay, something EFS. When you come to EFS, that's a majority of people right using today. Is the network kind of storage where we can mount with multiple server. So even 2 server, 3 server at a time, that is also possible. So that is very much important. If you have a knowledge on that, right, that will be really good. And coming to AWS Organization Service, right, that is another important service. Today, for each and every purpose, right, people are using a different account. For production, they would have having a 10 account. For development, not a user account I'm talking, individual AWS root account I'm speaking about. People are very much interested in using multiple sandbox account, multiple development account, multiple testing account. Depends upon the project actually. So in this case, right, organization services play a major role. If you have a knowledge on that, you can optimize the cost, you can manage the billing, you can centrally manage the organization standard, you can organize the accounts as well, based upon the importance. And finally, cloud formation is a inbuilt infrastructure as a tool. Of course, we know this is a competition of Terraform tool, but Terraform is a multi-cloud supported tool. Cloud formation, right? It's a AWS oriented service actually. AWS oriented service. So fine. So these are the important services, guys. You should know. Close to 20 services we discussed. 10 services in the first page. Almost 4 plus 4 8. 8 plus 3 11. 21 services, right? I have given in the list. So how many of you knows all these 21 services? Can you put it in the group? Out of 21, how many of you know all these services? Can you put it in the chat? Suresh said 17 services. What about others? Okay, Abdul Majid said all the services. Okay, what about others? 20, Soumya, Panda. All 14 services from Siraj, 15 service except cloud formation. 16 services from Santosh, 14 from Murali, 15 from Vaishali, 15 from Ahmad, 13 services from Ashrar Hussain, 16 from Nagappan, 10 from Prasad, 12 from Indu, 14 from Jayaprakash, 10 from Prakash. Okay, guys, fine. Almost, people, and an average, I can say 12 to 15 services people are familiarized with, but the 21 services are very much important. First, to make it eligible yourself to ask that much amount of salary. So this is the first fundamental. If you are having enough knowledge on these 12 services, right, that will be really, really helpful for your career growth.